can't do that if those records are somehow destroyed. And so I need to make sure that those things
is offensive to me because it seems to go against the very principle that a vote is secret. And besides, how would you be able to match up any particular person who signed? Because when you sign in to vote, you don't put a timestamp. There's no timestamp next to your name saying this person signed in to get their card and go to the polling location. The polling machine at 8:01 versus 9:50. It doesn't. It's just your name is on there as having voted. I'm just really, by these requests that you've asked, I'm trying to figure out how this is relevant to your integrity violation. I mean, I understand the thing that they were passing out food to people waiting in line. Okay. Allegedly, Catherine Cortez Masto violated the 100-foot rule. She's not here. Was she given notice? I just am really struggling with this.
Your Honor, what we're specifically targeting is Clark County because they're the ones in possession of the evidence. That's it. That's what we're looking at right now. He is the one in possession of the critical evidence that's going to be able to. And there's a number of microphones up here. I'm sorry if they interfere with this, Your Honor.
Okay, well, specifically, let's review it.
Yeah.
The ballots and voting machines from the following early voting polling places shall be set aside, sequestered, and is 950. It's just your name is on there as having voted. Are they not to be counted? How?
No,
I'm just really, by these requests you've asked, I'm trying to figure out how this is relevant.
But we asked those votes, particularly to those machines, and what we've been able to talk with the county on is I've learned that there are actually tapes or some type of backup documentation that are actually pulled out of those, and so we want to make sure that those tapes, they're counted whenever they are, but then they're sequestered after that they are preserved. And there's an obligation to preserve that under NRS 293.391 anyways, that they have to preserve that. But we won't beyond that. It's not just that they have an obligation to preserve those tapes, which are something we do want to make sure that they're preserved and sequestered away from other things, but we want the identities of the poll workers. We want the hours in which they were working. We want to be able to identify all the other logs that were taken if they took any notes.
Okay, well, none of that's in here. I'm going to review exactly what's in here that you specifically asked for. You asked for the 4 locations. Subpart B, the ballots and voting machines from the foregoing early voting polling places shall not be modified or commingled or interspersed with other ballots and voting. It's not a ballot. I mean, it's electronic. Other ballots and voting machine pending any legal challenges to the result of the November 8th election. C, the registrar shall take all steps necessary to preserve the status quo and allow legal review of allegations in this petition after the completion of voting. This specifically includes identifying, preserving, and retaining all documents, records, logbooks, and evidence of any kind relating to the allegations of this petition. What? What is what? What are you asking for? Nowhere in here does it tell me you want names of people who are working. The registrar shall pay the petitioner's legal fees. What are you asking for?
Specifically what we did ask for, Your Honor, is just that. We want to make sure that whatever the device is that holds the identity of where those votes are and the timestamps, the electronic data needs to be preserved. That has to be preserved. Not only statutorily, but we want to make sure it's preserved and then it's sequestered away from the other. Specific with these four are put aside. After they've been counted, we want these 4 locations to be set aside so that they're specifically preserved. Secondly, we need to make sure we've asked for all documents, records, logbooks. That includes, we want to know the individuals that were working. There will be records of that. There will be documents as to when they came in or when they left. There is specific time at the location. And we want to be able to identify who